Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today in this review, we're going to be going back in time once again to about 1983 for a classic review of the O-Ring Stalker from G.I. Joe, a real American hero. And yes, this is my original one. And we're going to be just taking a look at him, what he comes with, the designs, and as I've previously stated in this series and also on some of my classified reviews, there are so many different things that you didn't notice on these because we were playing with them as kids. So I kind of wanted to go back with them, take a look at some of these ones that I still have in my collection, and just kind of look and see the detail, the love of everything that was put into this. And as I mentioned, I don't think this first wave is going to really take too long because there's so many repaints of these figures, but they mix and match a lot of parts the same way that things are done today, whether it be classified, Operation Monster Force, Marvel Legends, different companies like that. But anyway, we're going to get into this, and I'm not going to waste any more time, so let's take a look at this figure. But before we do, if you like this type of stuff, you like seeing the original O-rings reviewed and the detail that was put into it, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop one of these short but sweet videos. Alright, so here we are looking at my original Stalker, and yes, I know that because the feet got chewed by my grandmother's dog, Penny, oh so many years ago. So the first one we'll take a look at is his submachine gun, and if you've been watching the classified, you realize they really did a really good job of recreating this. But it's got the nice little barrel on it. It's got this stick magazine. I always found this weird because you really can't be left-handed or shoot this thing left-handed. You really can't even use the stock, but again, posing with these types of weapons isn't the easiest in the world. But just look at the detail there. You kind of got the your safety switch right there. It looks like they probably put it on both sides, but again, really nice detail in this little weapon. Here we take a look at Stalker, who is from Detroit, Michigan. I'm not going to get into the history of him, but as a kid, when you're from Michigan and just outside of Detroit, of course you're going to gravitate to something that resonates with you, and him being from Detroit really did. So he is wearing the beret. Now, a lot of people assume he's a green beret. I don't see any emblem on here, and it is not camouflaged. And from what I do understand in the actual artwork, it was camouflaged. He's got the nice little mustache, and to me, he always looked like he was a little French man. All right, so that's kind of how I saw him. You have the pineapple grenade. Again, remember, this is coming out of Vietnam. He looks more like a Vietnam soldier. So he's got the pineapple grenade. He's got the nice little, yeah, I can't think right now. The knife right here that is sheathed in here. And as I pointed out on the other ones here, you look at the top here, it has a little loop here. So the web gearing would stay in place where it's supposed to be. You have the loops right on the back here. I love the fact that there's just a small little pocket right on the back, not on that side. I kind of pointed out here, you can see his sleeves. So this is clearly some sort of like, maybe not a sweatshirt, but a long sleeve shirt with some cuff sleeves, and you got these couple little pouches. Here we have, once again, the Hasbro logo. It was changed from the straight arm figures. This is the 1.5 one, and again, it has the little house with the Hasbro logos, and just the little belt loops again really go far. Of course, it doesn't look like there's any belt loops in the front. No big deal. Got a couple pouches here. Now these ones aren't painted like some of the other figures. And this is the first one that we're going to be looking at that has boots. So he has these cuffed, his cuffed pants here. Here's his boots. And of course right there it looks like they have a couple little pouches right there. And of course they kind of tried to make what looks like is shoelaces. Maybe I'm wrong. But again, pretty nice. Now, this is the first figure that we got to see that was camouflaged. And I always really had an affection for camouflaged figures. I'm not really sure why, but again, I think the camouflage looks pretty good. I mean, the best that you can do for, 1980s, where they're just kind of spotting the paint. But for the most part, this is a nice looking figure. I don't think too many people complain about this. But when you look at the detail, you got the nice hair, back hair. The paint is real nice all around, and again, you can see how much this figure was played with. Then, of course, we don't really need to talk too much about the articulation. You know, these guys, there is no issue with any type of T-pose. Almost all of the elbows are about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit more. And these were the swivel arms, which are way better than anything else. And if anyone is watching this wondering what is an O-ring, the O-ring is what's in the middle. And I know some people are going to say, why would you have to explain that? There are a lot of people that didn't know. Maybe they just collect G.I. Joes, they played with G.I. Joes, they come across this video. But it allowed him to have way more articulation than any other figure. And of course, they do have the pegs. Now, I will say this, if you are to pick up one of these, make sure before you try and use any of the stands that you may recently purchase, test it. Because some of the stands have pegs that are just a little bit too big, and you will blow out these heels. And you don't want to do that with any type of vintage figure like this. So here is the Sergeant Stalker, as they call him now, but to me, he'll just always be plain old Stalker from Detroit, Michigan. Look at that. You can still stand him without a stand. But I do understand O-rings, sometimes you do need the stand. So, all right, so there you go. That is my review of the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero O-ring Stalker. And I just figured, you know what? Why not go back, look at some of these figures that we had that I still have, because I've noticed so much stuff that I never noticed as a kid. And I think, obviously, as we get into wave 2 and 3 and 4, we're going to see a lot more detail. There's only so much detail that was done on these originals, but even on these, there's still a lot of stuff that you really never paid too much attention to. Again, the little Hasbro symbol, and it has an H on the original straight arms. But again, to me, it's kind of fun. It's nice to go back, re-look at all of these, and again, maybe there's people that are coming into the line, people that haven't seen these in many years, so they can just kind of take a look at it and be like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. I never noticed that. But anyway, there we go. That is my original Stalker with Penny little chew bites from my grandmother's dog. Her name was Penny. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much. If you like this type of stuff, if you want to see more of this, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop another one of these. And I think I'm going to be doing about 2 a week. So I'm going to get out of here, but please, you stayed this long for this short video. Take a second. Up here, you can watch the Scarlet O-ring one, and down here will be a playlist of all the other O-ring original A Real American Hero figures that I'm doing. Take care.